Okay, so what was your like dream when you were a child? Like, what did you want to accomplish in life?
No particular dreams, really. Just normal kid stuff. I just wanted to be a traveling salesman. Wanted to be a fireman. Wanted to be a superhero. Um, that's what kids do. You have goals.
Yeah, you just want to do like fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming like throughout your childhood you were still thinking about like traveling and doing fun things like that as well.
Oh well, yeah. I decided want to study public policy, things like that, career oriented again. And then my dream was finally to be a teacher, but that didn't happen until I was in 20, 21 years old.
And what would you say like caused that change? Like, was there like a certain moment where you just like, this is what I want to do?
I'm talking to my parents on the phone one night from college, almost done, and decided I would go back and get a teaching certification. I planned on doing, and this is still a dream that I have, doing urban development, building restoration, construction, urban planning, things like that. But I also had a love for history and came from a long family of teachers, generation after generation. My parents knew I would be a teacher long before I did.
Yeah, so they were like supportive of your idea to become a teacher. Like
Absolutely not. No, of course they were.
So we're saying that were there any real obstacles that you had to overcome? Was there like anything major in your way?
Well, for any of the goals or any things, I mean, I wanted to be a jazz musician. I wanted to be a writer. Was it obstacle? Talent. Talent is the obstacle, and everyone should know that. You gotta have it, and money is a legitimate obstacle. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, if you have money, you can pretty much do things like travel the whole world. I mean,
yeah, but that's recreation. That's not really fulfilling something.
Yeah,
I think more personal and more significant. But you get scholarships, you work jobs, you get grants, and money. It's an obstacle, but it's a manageable obstacle.
It's like something that you're going to have to overcome, but it's fine because you're going to be doing something that makes money in the end anyway.
The toughest obstacle of anything is will. Definitely, that is not an easy one to overcome. You have to have the desire. Okay, that's easy. That lasts a day or two. But then you have the drive to do it. And if there's advice I could give, it's don't push for some kind of dream. It's gonna come not just from your desire. It's gonna come from what you're doing. You have to listen for that. It sounds corny, but you have to listen for that and be flexible and be open. And that's where you're gonna find a goal or whatever you want, a dream. That's advice I'd have.
Would you say that's one of like the best lessons that you've learned on your journey to becoming a teacher?
Yes. Keeping your ears open and your brain open and listening. And another piece of advice is take advice. Another piece of advice would be don't fall for that cliche, you can do anything, because you probably can't do anything. It's got to be something that's right for you.
Yeah, you can do something some topic.
Oh, absolutely.
So do that, something.
And another piece of advice that's cliche that is true is you got to do something you love, or find that, and wait for that, and it's worth it. But yeah, I still have all kinds of goals and all kinds of dreams that in this profession, but also other things too.
Yeah, like, would you like describe some of those dreams that you have now that you've like accomplished becoming a history teacher?
Well, sure. I mean, professional things, designing curriculum, changing broken practices, the thrill of being able to go to work every day and love it, but also it's the hardest job you'll ever love. And so I'm looking forward to having that change and shift into other kinds of teaching. Yeah, I want to start my own school, and I'll do that, something like that. I want to go back where I started in the city and do more of that kind of work, absolutely. So it's just different versions of it. But I also still want to do other things like, hey, be a fireman, be a superhero, traveling salesman, rehab old buildings. The idea of just having a dream and putting your whole life around that one dream, that's not a good idea. Have a lot of dreams and a lot of goals and be open to them.
So you're saying that you don't want to be afraid of like realizing a dream because you can just have a new one. You can keep going on in your life.
Yeah, have a few at a time. Yeah. Otherwise, I think you get frustrated too easily.
So you're saying that like after you're done with like your teaching career and it's been going on for a while already, you want to like go into other things. You don't just want to like fade off into existence and still be working.
Yeah, and that's a career, and I hope I do other things. I hope I'm doing other things besides that. Kind of on the side.
Yeah.
But they're not professional. They're just things that you do to be human.
Yeah, and would you say that school and like your experiences with teachers helped you to decide your dream of becoming a teacher, or is it more just like a family thing that you knew you had a lot of teachers in your family?
More of a family thing, because a couple of the other obstacles in my, what I want to do is definitely ignorant students and thoughtless adults. So I think there's always that ignorant students you can fix, thoughtless adults you have to just ignore. And that includes, so you just don't let it bother you. And I can laugh about it with my colleagues and friends because it's true. And you just love what you do. And, yeah.
Yeah, well, ignorant students, I mean, that's normal. It's not like they're
They're supposed
they
to
learn.
Exactly.
They learn. Yeah,
Yeah.
you teach them. That's your job.
But you have to just... Sometimes I wonder if you just teach the same kid for 20 years, what would that be like?
Yeah. All right, so I mean, I guess we've discussed all the dreams and things. We've got some lessons, some advice. So I mean, is there any like closing remarks you might have, or you think we've already summed it all up?
Closing remarks. Nope, I'd just be repeating myself, and that'd be a waste of your time.
All right then.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk.